Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars. I'm virtually sitting next to Sav. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing? You want to tell everybody where you're at?
Yeah, I am currently sitting, if you can see and you're watching us on YouTube, on the floor in Houston, actually Sugarland. But I spent the whole weekend in Houston because I ran the Lululemon 10K. They have 2 races a year and they pick 2 cities, and it's always been a bucket list for me to run it. And you can hear the thunder and lightning in the background. I apologize for that. Some cinematic effects for y'all.
How dare
I would go to Houston for a
up.
day, says right? I go to Houston for a day, I start saying y'all. But and then so I ran that and my mom came, and now tomorrow I'm gonna go check out the famous fitness capital of the YouTube world. I'm gonna go check out Elfland tomorrow, so I'm in the middle of Sugarland right now, so that's where I am.
I thought, because you said Sugarland, I thought you were going to say, I'm going to go to the famous Dolly Parton amusement park, right?
What? She has a whole amusement park for herself?
I think so. I think it's called Dolly World. Let me look this up. Yeah,
wait, is it like a museum
Dollywood.
or it's actually a theme park?
No, it's a theme park. It's a theme park.
Tell me this.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
It's in...
Wow.
Oh, shoot. It's Tennessee, not Texas. I thought Sugarland was... I know nothing about the South, clearly. But yeah, I
was going to say.
Fun fact, she has her own amusement park, legit. It's like, remember how Michael Jackson, wanted his own amusement park?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was her amusement, but that's a bad comparison. Because, weird things went on with Michael Jackson. But... moral of the story is he had an amusement park that he was building called Neverland. Dollywood is an amusement park. I have no idea what's there. If any of our listeners have gone, DM us and let us know, because I'm curious. I do love Dolly Parton.
Here's my conspiracy theory. You know how now every celebrity has a skincare line? Before that, every celebrity had a makeup line. Before that, every celebrity had perfume line. Mm-hmm. Before that, did they have amusement parks?
Maybe.
Was that the original celebrity perfume? They were just... such a big deal. Celebrities were so part of the 0.00001% that they were like, I have an amusement park, versus now everyone's a celebrity, so it's just you get perfume.
Okay, but this is my question. You have to be pretty freaking cocky to have an amusement park named after you. You have to be really not in a bad way, but well known. Was Dolly Parton really that famous that everybody comes to Dollywood? I would just love to know that.
I think she's gotten that level of cult following that it's almost it's not even her level of fame. It's what she represents. When you think old school country music, you think Dolly Parton. So if you're someone who likes old school country music and you wanted to go to an amusement park, you would go to that amusement park and be it's Dolly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just kind of there's a few people a Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, that they just scream old school country music.
True.
So it's coming. They're a bigger idea. If someone was name country music from the 80s, you'd say their name. So it's kind of maybe people who just like old school country music, they know, capitalizing on a brand.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. Well, then Shania Twain, please come out with an amusement park, because I would be there.
Oh, the bachelorette parties that would go to that. Actually,
yes.
New thing, Nashville needs a bachelorette party Shania Twain theme.
Yes.
Make it happen.
Should we go halvesies on an Airbnb there and make it Shania Twain themed?
Oh, did we just become rich?
Did we just become filthy rich? And it's just back to back.
Can I retire now?
Oh my God. Could you imagine just having all the rooms themed after a song, Man, I Feel Like a Woman,
yeah.
Whose boots have your boots bit. Oh my God, I can never get that right thing.
But every bed has boots under them.
Yes.
Every bed has to have boots under them. Just little things like that. Oh my God.
Yes.
We're onto something. We're onto something.
Low key, maybe we should look into
Sorry, this podcast is over. We're just going to become Airbnb hosts. And
here's the link, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to book.
Yes.
It'll be a
ready
star appearance of us cleaning in between sets.
It's that's the only way you can ever meet us, as seeing us as janitors of our own Airbnb. It's hardworking women.
Mm-hmm, exactly. What happened to Keltie and Sav? Oh yeah, they own a couple houses and they made it Shania Twain themed. They're are they even from the South?
Honestly,
nope.
Nope. They're from Seattle and Vancouver, the most opposite of the South possible. Literally. Possibly, if you're name the opposite of the South, I'd be Seattle, Vancouver.
100%. Yeah. It's very, very different in all aspects from what you live in now and what I grew up in.
It's so funny. So it's currently like a cold front here in Houston. And so every Uber we take and all that, they're like, oh my God, it's so chilly. Like, sorry you came for this weather. I was like, it's 10 degrees warmer than where I am. I came for like I came to get some vitamin D in the middle of winter. Like, this is lovely. And they're all sitting there being like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, perspective.
Yeah. You're like, hey, you wear shorts in like the winter in Vancouver. Like, what is it? Like 50 degrees, you whip out some shorts.
The classic, you're not a true Canadian unless you've worn a sweater, a vest with shorts. And then you're a true Canadian.
Wow.
It's like a fashion staple.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And I was like, if you live here, it makes sense. But then from the outside looking in, people are like, aren't your legs cold? I'm like, no, that's the point. I'd be too hot if my legs were covered.
True. There's this funny thing. This is like a memory I have of Michael that's burned into my brain. And there was a night that when we first had started talking, my friend that kind of introduced us, it was his 21st. And I went over to their house I was like hosting the 21st party for him. And I go over, and Michael's walking out, and we went to school in the middle of wheat fields where it got really cold at night. Like, we would have wind chill warnings, like, in the negatives. And he walks out of the door, and he's wearing a vest with short sleeves. And I'm like, what? That is so weird. Like, you must be freezing. And that entire night, I remember he, like, walked back in, would not leave me alone the entire night, and was just like, hey, can I walk you home? Like, he would be like, play beer pong with me, or just like would hang out. And I was like, this kid's annoying and he's weird. And I remember being like, bro, who wears a vest with like a puffy vest with just short sleeves? And he goes, all you need is your core warmed, is what he said. And that the rest of his body was not cold when he walked me home. And I was like, wow, you're crazy, and I kind of like it. I kind of like that. You're psycho. Yeah. But to this day, we make that joke because I still think it's so weird that he did that. And recently, we went through, like, his clothes, and we found the vest. And I was like, oh, good memes. Almost didn't date you because of this vest, because can't trust somebody that wears a puffy vest and short sleeves.
That's sus. You're like, can you even tell what temperature you are? Are you confused?
Right.
Do you lack self-awareness?
Right? Like, my arms just, Yeah, so that's what it reminds me of, is the shorts with the vest. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's true, though. For me, my legs can be exposed, but if my ears are, it's over. Like, if I walk outside and it's below 15 degrees Celsius, sorry, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, and my ears are exposed, I'm done. But, like, my legs, they can handle up to, like, 0. They're good. They're good. But my ears, nope. They're fragile little critters.
Wow, that's impressive. Noted. So anyways, you're in Houston. You're having a good time. You were in Sweden. You're just a world traveler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went a week to Sweden, then back to Vancouver for a day, then Houston, and then I'm back. And before that, I was in Nashville, and before that, I was in Edmonton, and before that, I was in New York. Before that, I was in Sweden. I realized I haven't been in one place for more than 3 weeks since June 2021. I was like, whew, that's why my hips hurt.
Wow. So are you
a lot of time.
Going home after this, and are you staying home for a while?
So I'm going to go back, and then I'll be like a month in Vancouver, then a week in Edmonton, and then I'm going to go to Sweden for like a good chunk, like 6 to 8 weeks, like just spend a good time. And then, it'll be good. And then I kind of like don't want to travel till summer. I didn't think that day, I was like, even like fun girls trips, I'm like, it's, you know what, so you listening, if you see all these influencers, they're traveling, you're like, oh, it seems so nice. They're not talking the delays and the back pain and the acne they got from being on planes and their contacts popping out. And I lost my headphones in in Iceland. Like, no one's talking about that. You just see the nice, like, even me. People just were like, oh, look at your cute outfit at the airport. It must be so. No, I lost my favorite headphones. I lost my water bottle in New York. Like, no one talks about those things. No. It tells sometimes. I'm lucky. I'm privileged and grateful, but sometimes it sucks.
Totally, yeah. And everyone hits a breaking point when they have been traveling for a really long time. Mine was, when I cried at my bachelorette party. Oh, yeah. Yours was, we recently had a long talk about everything, and Keltie also had a meltdown. And we all just have to have a meltdown at some point. Yep. And then you realize... Yep. What am I doing? I need to calm down and not travel as much. And I have been home for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. No. I actually have I think almost 4 weeks. I'm way off. And It has been nothing
but confusing.
Bliss with just like having a routine and like also now I'm in my new home and I'm just like getting situated and settled. But then I'm over here like, oh, well, we're getting married in February, so my dress is coming in. So I had to book a trip to New York. But New York weirdly feels like my home still, you know? So
that's nice. That's nice.
I feel like when you move away from somewhere and then you come back to it, like maybe for at least 2 years. That's how I felt with Huntington. It still feels like home, and you still have a lot of good friends. You still feel comfortable being there. You know the ins and outs. You don't need a GPS to get around. That's kind of like, I don't feel that way with Huntington anymore. It doesn't feel like my home, but New York feels like part of my home. So I'm a homie hopper, but I'm a home hopper.
Home. You know what? You pick the homes you hop to.
Yep.
You know what? At that point.
Yep.
But it's true. There's something about. It's so funny you said that. Said this to my mom before she left today. I'm like, I'm so excited not to have to navigate. Do you know what I'm so over of like not knowing where I am. It's like so much wasted thought about like where am I going to eat? How do we get here? I'm lost. Like just it's so nice. Like that's why New York still feels like home. You're like plant me there. I know where we can go eat. I know where I can sleep. I know where point A, point B is. Like you just have that familiarity that feels like home, even though like you adjust to a place after a couple months and then it feels homey. But that first month you're anywhere is so overwhelming. Do you at least? And except for New York, you can kind of just hang out till February and just move into your place, right?
Yeah. Essentially, I have to do a few. Well, I don't know. I have to do a few dress fittings for my dress, and it's in New York. So, luckily, my mom's a flight attendant, which means I'm like her partner with it so I can go fly. Usually, you just pay taxes or you can fly for free. So I'm very fortunate that otherwise that'd be very expensive for this dress. So I thought about, I know I'm going to have to go back to New York a few times for this dress. And then I may go back to Seattle depending on some family situations. But that wasn't planned. Like, if it wasn't, no, I would stay here till February. As of now, we have my mom just came. She came to me. My dad's coming to me. So I'm lucky because it's a destination. So a lot of people do want to come see you. And you're like, I don't have to bother traveling. But one of my favorite things is like work travel. I just like it because you get so much done. You're with a bunch of motivated people usually, and you have a lot of like alone time, independence. Like I love living with Michael, but I just love like being on my own sometimes and like like checking out new cities, and like I'm just never scared to do that kind of stuff, which I feel like you're the same exact way. Where some people don't like to travel alone. Fully. I'm like, dude, bring it on. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact. Once you do it, like it's a hurdle, but then once you realize like it's kind of you can adapt to any city. Some cities are more complicated and scary, and you gotta remember your what's in. And some are kind of same old, same old. Like me being in Houston is not much difference travel wise, stress wise than being in Nashville. Then it's gonna be different than when I'm in Spain. Is a little bit of a different learning curve and stuff like that. But for the most part, and also you and me need to plan a work trip again, because when I was in New York, those are the best ones.
I agree.
Like we need to plan something like that again.
Yeah, we need to do LA would be really fun, or Orange County, because I do want to go back there really bad. I haven't been back in a while, so that could be fun. Get an Airbnb. Maybe have a little meet up.
Hitting the
people.
bars meet up.
What? I know we tease them every time.
Ooh.
Let us know if you want to come.
Yeah. Until we get it. Yeah. Once the demand's there, we'll make it happen. Yeah. So you got to speak up. Slide in those DMs. Let us know.
we make our own meetup. We're at a park. It's just you and I. We're like, nice.
You know what? That's all we need. Just the two of us.
Exactly.
And maybe one of you. Then it'd be a three's a party.
Three's a party.
That's all we need.
I'll bring Bentley.
Yeah, just bring. Perfect. I'll bring champagne. You guys bring the orange juice. We'll be good to go.
Yeah, there you go. And by orange juice, I mean like a tiny shot glass of orange juice, because Keltie doesn't like it.
Literal.
And neither do I.
Just bring an orange. We'll just squeeze a little orange just for the sake of it. Just bring an orange.
That's actually brilliant. That's a great TikTok idea. You should write that down.
Honestly, yeah. That's the only time I want orange juice. There's a little squirt. There's that's all you need. That's all you need. Or just to rim it. It should just be a garnish, really. Just get a little orange slice.
Excessive.
That's just a garnish.
Okay. I'm usually on the train where I'm like, light OJ, please. Okay, this is a weird fact about me, but my body cannot drink orange juice like straight. And I've been this way since I was a child.
What?
I get the worst acid reflux immediately. It goes down my throat. I literally gag. And I always thought everyone else had this problem with orange juice because it's so acidic. And recently I was talking to my mom about this, and I go, she was like, I love orange juice with breakfast. And I was like, do you remember I could not drink orange juice? Like, it's something about it that I cannot physically, like, I have puked as a kid before. Like, so I don't know why I love oranges. So if anyone else has this problem, let me know why.
Yeah. Okay, some doctor reaching, because I've never even heard of that. Like, I heard some people who are, like, a little sensitive, like, with their teeth, but I've never heard, like, a full visceral response.
Let me see. Why does orange juice
like, do you have a
make me want
Are you slightly allergic, maybe?
I don't think so. I love oranges. It just says very acidic and can upset your stomach. And if you're very sensitive to high acid content. Oh, and, like, your body's just not processing the natural sugar. I mean, I have juice all the time. I don't know. It's only orange juice, so you'll never catch me having orange juice. That's why I'll do that.
Wow, the irony to us having an orange in our logo when I'm not putting any orange in my mimosa, and you can't have orange. So we did do a rebrand, so you might see it by this episode or next episode. We have a rebrand. So the orange will be gone.
Oh my gosh, wait, so yes, it will be this episode because we finally finished the rebrand. Yeah. We're very proud of it.
Honestly,
it took us so long.
Perfect that we got rid of the orange. A lot of behind the scenes things, but we worked on it and we fit in. It was a team effort. And we love it.
It literally was a team effort. I think we both put as much effort, half and half. And our personalities are very different. I'm very like, meh, looks good. And Keltie's over here like perfecting every little thing. So then when you mesh it, it's the perfect balance of like trendy, cute, a little messy, but then also perfect font, everything.
So the orange will be gone. So it's kind of appropriate. Yeah. Honestly,
it's beautiful
that we got rid of the orange.
Yeah.
A lot of behind the scenes things, but we worked on it and we fit in. It was a team effort and we love it.
Yes.
I hope you love it too.
Yes. I believe that. We used Canva because we love Canva. Dude, I am a hoe bag for Canva. That and PicMonkey, oh, yes. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's why we like.
But
sometimes
with that funny story that I'll tell them is that photo that we have of us having Aperol Spritz in the, what would this be called?
Like,
cover art? I have no idea. New logo. So we have this plan where like we like the orange. Let's take a photo together. Let's get Aperol Spritz. I'm pumped. We get all cute and we get our drink. And Keltie is extremely like hyper aware of asking someone to take a photo. And I'm like, dude, I'm sure they won't mind to take a photo of us. So we asked this girl who is one sitting by herself. Two, I asked, do you mind taking a photo for us? Because the bartender tried. She was lovely, but just didn't quite nail it. And the girl's like, yeah, no worries. And she's like so nice. And she's like, I'm just waiting for my friends. I don't mind it at all. And we're like, perfect, thank you. She takes a couple. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I think we're good. Like, she got it. And then Keltie over here, just being the nicest human in the world, goes, buys our drinks, and then buys her a round of drinks for taking a photo, a simple photo. You're like, why do I want to inconvenience her? And I'm like, she was hanging out by herself. She, like, is our age. I think she loves taking photos, too. But it was very sweet of you. Absolutely. Absolutely, I love it. New Yorkers are probably just so confused. Like, why? Why would she buy me a drink? Yeah. And then Keltie proceeded to not drink the drink, so, because she felt too jet lagged, and I was like, what is your problem?
Yeah. I know, it's just one of those things. I was just like, you know what?
Yes.
Good karma. She helped us out. I was like, she's just sitting there alone. I was like, get a round of shots.
Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
my love language.
I totally get it.
Shots. So I was like, you know what? Should we scratch her back? She scratched mine. It's
okay.
How you make the world a better place. They're like, wait, what? Yeah. She's like, ew, don't. No, I don't even know her. Like, unfortunately, I know. I had a couple sips, and then with every little sip, I was like, this is, you know what, sometimes alcohol is all you need, and sometimes alcohol is the last thing you need. And that was like, everything I don't need is in this Aperol Spritz right now. Yeah. But speaking of everything you need, I was going to say, speaking of everything you need. There we go. A little butchered that segue. But we both knew it was time to segue. I was just going to say, everything you need. Guess what's coming up?
Okay,
Black
so
Friday, and we're two girls
I prefer to categorize it right now because it'll help me. And that is because I had so many goodies, but there is this one thing that has blown me away, and it's got to be on Black Friday. I can't confirm it because it's sold at stores like Walmart, Amazon. Just snag it. This is a stocking stuffer. This is a white elephant gift. This is like the best gift ever. It's something called Vino Pop Wine Opener. And I was having a girls' night with my friend, and my friend Susan was like, all right, ladies, we're opening a bottle of wine. And she like steps back. She puts like this cork, like a, what is it called? Like a wine opener, like over the cork. And I'm like, or corkscrew. Yeah. It looks like a corkscrew. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. Like, why are you stepping back? Literally, it pops the entire cork out of the wine, like bottle. And it just flies in the air. And it is so fun. Everybody Google this little nifty gadget. It's $15 at Walmart. She said you can, I think it's just, I don't actually know what makes it pop, but it is so cool. And it's a crazy trick. And if I was going to do white elephant, I would do that with a bottle of wine. So that's something that you guys should definitely look on Black Friday and see if it's on sale. But if not, 15 for some laughs. Everybody wants to open a bottle of wine. Grab it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would pop champagne with it just because there's like so much carbonation, right? You try to take an eye out?
Oh my God.
Oh.
That's great.
Yes. Oh. Okay, I understand. I was like, girl, you crazy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was so cool. I immediately wrote it down because I was like, this is the best gift. I will totally get, like, my friends this just because it's fun, it's cute, it's little, and I think, like, so a normal wine opener is, like, $7 usually.
Bottle of wine, like champagne. You got to pop every bottle. Mm-hmm. That's so much
What's
fun.
yours?
I love that. No, I'm saying, but I'm saying, no, you're missing what I'm saying. The fun part about opening champagne is it pops. So I'm saying you can make any wine pop like champagne. See, the fun of champagne in any kind of wine. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't do that with champagne. That makes it rocket fuel.
Oh, yes.
Love it. On that note, I've got one kitchen appliance, so I'll put it on there. I keep getting fed this on Instagram ads, and you know what, they got me. Now I'm going to wait for it to go on sale. So you're welcome, Mark Zuckerberg. It is called the Beast Blender. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's like the most chic, girly-looking blender I've ever seen. It's all over TikTok. I didn't realize it. Have you ever seen people make the smoothies, and it's like in a clear cup? It almost looks like the bottom's like whiter color, and it's kind of like what would be the term? It's kind of like bumpy around it. That's kind of like the design. Yeah, that one. So now how it looks is that's the top, and then it kind of pipes down like a wine glass. It pipes down and goes bigger. Mm-hmm. So it's this tall, sleek, like curved-looking blender. It's like the magic bullet walked so this could run. It looks so pretty and chic, and all these girls make it. Must honestly, I think all the TikTokers are sponsored by it or something because they're all using it. But it is so pretty.
Wow,
and I was like,
you sold me. I'm gonna Google this after.
I want to make soup in this, and so yeah, and because I hate, at least now, my blender. I got a Fruit Ninja.
It is.
It works.
Yeah.
It's hideous. So I've
that's
got
literally what
little,
I think Fruit Ninja the game
broken.
and
like
Mr.
every
Beast.
Time I like open
but
it, I break it down.
So it's just like a mix of weirdness on top of your kitchen appliance. you mentioned soup, and I recently was gifted an Instant Pot, and I am obsessed. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so late to this cooking game. I understand, but like, I'm trying to get better at meal prepping, and I'm trying to be more creative. This is really brought to you by me watching the MasterChef seasons with Michael from like the early 2000s. We are like 8 seasons deep. So I'm like, if they can cook, I can. So this Instant Pot, I've slowly like dipped my feet in with it because like it is very hot and it can be dangerous if you don't use it properly. But I started making rice in it and it made it like so ooey gooey tasty, and I was like, this is amazing. So then I made chicken teriyaki. Didn't love that, but I tried it. And then my mom was in town, and what does a mom know how to do? Cook soup. That's a big mom thing, right? When you're sick, everything. So she's like, I'm like, Mom, I have these tomatoes. They're all going bad. And she's like, let's make soup. I'm like, how does one make soup? And I literally, her and I chopped up tomatoes, spinach. We bought gnocchi. I think you just needed like cream, spices, chicken broth, all these good fixins like chicken, and threw it into this Instant Pot, and it was done within like 20 minutes. I mean, it really takes 3 minutes to cook, but it takes like 15 to pressurize and then cook. So it doesn't take, I thought it would take me only 3 minutes. I guess not. But it was amazing. And now I'm a soup queen, and it's winter/fall. So ladies and gents, if you want an easy soup, get an Instant Pot soup maker.
Oh, I saw this. I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it? Good soup. It's corn. Wait, okay. Michael does not use... he doesn't use social media like often, and so he did not understand that it's corn, and he was like, honestly, I kept saying it's corn every time Bentley came around because he's our corn, and he's like, why are you calling him that? And he's like, what is this song about corn? And I was like, let me show you, and I showed him the entire like the video of the boy that they turned it into a song, and he was like, dude, the internet is weird, and now he sings it, but he didn't understand it for the longest time.
Seasoning, depending on it, boom, you got soup for a couple days. It's like, who doesn't love soup? It's the best. It's like corn. It's corn. It's soup. Yep. Yeah.
It's almost like, if you grew up with Vine or not. Like, I still quote Vine, and then there's those people that did not watch Vine, and they're like, what are you talking about? Or like early YouTube, like shoes. Oh my God, shoes, right? And you're just, there's a blank stare, and you're like, didn't hit this one. Okay.
We date 2 old men, because Meg's the exact same. I used it's corn reference, and he looked at me like I was a psychopath, and I showed it to him, and he just
that was big. I added it in.
How do you not think this child is the cutest thing alive? I was like, it's corn, it's adorable, and he's like,
no, I had it in.
Exactly, he's just.
I love my Instant Potty.
He's lost me. I was like, did you? Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. You just don't know. Okay, I gotta ask. Was the Instacart is a app I use in Vancouver. But Instapot, is that your number 2, or do you have a number 2? Okay, I like it. I didn't know. I was like, was that improv, or was that? It was just the smoothest transition. Okay. I love it. Okay, I'll do mine then. So the next one this is so classic, but it's been on my to buy list for 3 years.
But you have a Dyson.
The Dyson in Holiday Edition. So not like any Dyson. I don't really need the Dyson Airwrap. I'm more of just like a blow dry gal. Okay. I don't think I'll use the Airwrap to its potential, but I they have this navy blue and bronze one that comes out every holiday season, and it's beautiful. Because I don't really like the gray and pink. I don't know. It's just I have one actually in Europe. I got present. It's amazing, but I've just wanted that navy blue one for forever, and so my goal is to try and get it on sale. And I think it comes out about this time of year, and then I think Black Friday is the only time you get it on sale, but it always sells out. So it's one of those things I always have in my shopping cart. I never purchase, and then it sells out, and I regret it, and I wait another year, and this is my third year.
I love it. Yeah, totally.
Okay, so here's the complicated thing. So I have a Dyson in Europe, but your Dyson...
Okay, that makes sense. And now here's my question on Dyson.
Different plugins and voltages, so I don't know if you saw that.
I've never used it. I've seen girls use it online where they like blow dry their hair and then it curls it. Is that not damaging your hair? I mean, of course, heat is going to damage your hair no matter what, but is it not extremely damaging for it to be that close to your hair and drying it? How does that work?
Blow dryer, which works, but it's like 6 years old, and I'm like, it's on its last edge, and then ideally I have a Dyson. I know it's very high maintenance of me, but it's just you can't use them in both places, and I live half the time, so they don't work. And it's not like, oh yeah, you could travel back and forth. I was like, no, you literally can't. They're a different voltage. It doesn't work. So yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So that's kind of like why Dyson is because it's like so not damaging in the terms of like heat. Like you can definitely get it hot and all that, but I'm gonna butcher this and someone's gonna come for me. But that's kind of the deal. Like it's one of the best blow dryers for your hair. Like it doesn't dry it out. It's all calculated. There's a science to it. But yeah, from my understanding, and I've used one, it's like whenever you use one, your hair does leave it like soft.
Okay, that's cool.
And fluffy.
I'll have to check it out. I hope you get that. You'll have to post if you got it.
Fried. It never does that because it doesn't. It's not that close. Like it almost like just kind of sucks it in.
Yeah. They're like, we believe in you.
Iron, where you wrap it around and like hold it. It's not like that. It's like a vacuum cleaner. It's like
next one. Now it's crazy. This isn't tangible, but I don't know if they're having Black Friday, but I would imagine they are, or I think they just have like deals, trials.
I'm just using the blow
could be
dryer,
wrong.
Which I know
that is audible.
Like just how it.
And I say this because I have realized like I love listening to podcasts, and I have like my few that I absolutely love and go to, and I know one comes out on Monday, one comes out on Tuesday, and but then. Sometimes I'm working out or I'm walking, and I don't necessarily want to find a new podcast, but I really want to listen to a book, especially like a self-help book or something like that, because sometimes when I read self-help books, I literally am like, I can't, like I get sleepy because it's not, I love like a storyline, so to listen to it as if it's a podcast, I think would be really helpful. So this is something I'm just realizing about myself is like I want to have like some Audible books that if anybody has recommendations, but like, Atomic Habits, the 10X, like Principle, like things like that. I just was like, oh. So I thought I would give that tidbit to everybody else because I thought it'd be cool instead of only listening to podcasts. And sometimes I'm guilty of listening to the podcasts that like just you shoot the shit. Like I love The Morning Toast, of course, but like it's not the most educational or doesn't always make me feel good in the sense of like, oh, how can I improve my life? So I thought Audible could be a good way to get through those books you've always wanted to read, but don't necessarily have the time to sit down. You could just do it while you're on the walk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I'm writing it right now. Right?
I'm going to add to that because I am an Audible loyalist. I've been using Audible for about 4 years. I'm very impressed by my library, but here's a little hack. You're gonna have to do a little research, but I know Tim Ferriss, who's a big podcaster, obviously. He always has promos with Audible, and I remember I signed up with his promo. You might just get like one free or like a % off or something, but if you just literally type in Tim Ferriss Audible deal podcast, you'll get it. There'll be something. Obviously, I wish this should be a sponsored, but yeah. And if you want, I'll list off a couple books while we had it that I would recommend people to get on Audible while we are here. I would say Effortless by Greg McKinnon, the second follow-up of Minimalist. The Happiness Advantage, Good to Great. What was it? I know a lot of people read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, but it's a separate second one.
Thank you.
Everything is Fucked. Also good.
Okay, I love that. I'm literally going to do that when I get off because I have not been on the Audible train. I'm one that loves like
I'm trying to think of
physically having a book. Like literally in my office right now, I have my books with me. And I've just noticed I have this toxic trait lately of like, especially when you work for yourself, you're doing like 10 million different projects, right? So I'll like pick up a book and I'll start reading it, and then I'll get distracted, I'll be working, whatever it may be, where I'm like, if I'm driving in a car, I have time to listen to Audible, or if I'm waiting, dentist appointment, Audible. So instead of just doing podcasts, I was like, I'm going to try adding that into my regimen.
Those are some recommendations and how to get an Audible deal. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah. That'd be a dream.
Fully. It's a nice way to get a book in without adding extra time to your already busy plate. Like you said, just filling the empty space. I love it. That's a good one. And then everyone look up Tim Ferriss. Well, maybe one day they'll sponsor us and we'll have a coupon code for you guys. Yeah. Okay, so next up is a little bit of a funny one, because it's something I do own and use, but SkinCeuticals Vitamin C.
Oh no.
Now the reason is I just bought myself a brand spanking new one. Now it is an expensive product, but it's one of those like cult followings. Like Hailey Bieber uses it, Kim Kardashian, like everyone uses it. It works so well. It's like almost $200, but they do, like, I think I buy 3 or 4 a year, so they last a long time. It is worth it if you have red.
Absolutely. That's the worst when you have like an expensive skincare product.
So universally loved by medical professionals, like my friends who work in Medi-spas, all that kind of thing. But for me, guess what happened? I just bought a brand new one before I went to Europe and traveling, because I knew I wouldn't be able to use it. I was half asleep, jet-lagged, woke up in the morning on the airplane.
Totally.
Did my skincare, didn't fully close.
Totally. There was, I bought a retinol. Sweden, and it Kat was and Ken rave everywhere. On this one, so I've got retinol.
So now I'm going to try and find it on
try
sale.
It.
Because I was like, I pretty much just wasted.
And I went to Sephora and
I use, but hopefully I can get it
was like $100 for like something I'd never used, but I was like, it helps so much with your face, clarity, everything. And I'm like, okay, I got it. Yeah. I understand retinol burns the fuck out of your face. Okay, I understand that. But I think I was using it consistently. Kendra said she noticed a difference. I didn't really notice that much of a difference. But I remember I went back to Seattle for one of my best friend's weddings, and I think I had gotten like sunburned in Seattle, because like in Orange County I would always constantly like it's so hot there that you just remember to wear a hat, whatever it may be. I think I just wasn't paying attention, or maybe it was overcast in Seattle. Something happened. My entire face burned and sloughed off and peeled. And at this wedding, I literally had like scaly skin on my face. And then, they had the makeup artists at the wedding. So you just look crazy with all of the I hate foundation on my face. And it just cakes it on with the scales. But moral of the story is I spent so much money on that, and I have never used it since. But I refuse to get rid of it, because I'm like, maybe one day I'll try it again. But now I live in like the blazing heat year-round, that I'm like, I'm never gonna use it. Yeah. Okay, next one that I have is, okay, guys, obviously we love Gymshark. We're well aware of the Gymshark Black Friday sale that they have. It's coming out this Thursday. So what day would that be? I think it's the 17th. Yes, nailed that. I have a lot of faves, but my favorite collection, which is a brand new collection, is called the Sweat Collection. And I love it. Everything I think is like up to 60% off. Like not everything's 60%, but there's certain items that are. And then I think US and Canada sites, everything will be on sale on the site. So definitely grab all your goodies then.
We've all been there.
But the Sweat Collection is new. And I actually went to like a meet and greet in New York to celebrate the Sweat Collection. And it was so fun. And like I'm so freaking picky about shorts when I work out. I'm very, very like aware of my legs. And I've always had like big soccer thighs, and like I love my thighs, but it doesn't mean I don't still have that insecurity from growing up, and I naturally have cellulite, so I'm so picky about my shorts. Sweat Collection shorts are phenomenal, buttery, and they just literally hug me in all the right ways, and I have literally never found a short that's not a biker short that I have enjoyed and I feel confident in. So if ladies are looking to snag some shorts, get the Sweat Collection, because she's like, I've worn them every single day since I've gotten them, because there's literally nothing else that I love that's like a tight-fitting short. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I love that. I love that. On that transition, I also have another clothing brand I want to pump out, but it's not actually a clothing item. It's the Aloe Yoga's Fox Fur Jacket. Oh my God. I regret not buying it last year in New York when I tried it. When I say it's the softest thing, they have this brown one. They had it in like black and red last year, and they have it in that brown, that like chocolate mocha brown that's in everywhere. And you've probably seen it. It's this big, puffy, oversized jacket, and it's so.
It became premium real fast.
I've ever touched. It is unbelievable. But yeah, so my goal is to try and get like $100 off or something. So it's in my shopping cart, just waiting, because I know Aloe Yoga does do it. I'm not affiliated with them, but I'm just waiting to buy that.
I wonder like what made them. How did they get so premium? Do you think it was like who they used as their representatives or what? Because I remember they were pushing hard online.
I've always wanted like a big like Teddy long trench coat. I've always wanted one of those, just like cozy and walk in. And there's this, I have had the short one that they bring back, and I've had it for like 3 years, and it still looks brand new. So can confirm their things last, and they're investment pieces for sure, because suddenly Aloe Yoga just became like the most expensive activewear ever, but it does last. It just suddenly, it was like, it used to be like on par with Lulu, sometimes a little cheaper, sometimes more expensive, and then bam, they were like, we are the Chanel of fitness apparel, and you can't get anything below $200. I was like, whoa, statement.
I'm drinking the Kim K, the Kardashian Kool-Aid. It's like whatever the Kardashians love, everybody just loves as well.
100. Well, they were always like a print. Yeah, I think it was just that,
right?
Like on par.
I know.
Like
I've been watching
some of
their new reality TV show, and I'm just like,
I like their streetwear.
Everything about
it.
It's so perfect
versus their actual just like
curated to like.
Whatnot.
I don't even know how to describe it, but I'm like, whenever anyone hates, I'm like, dude, you got to give them credit. Like, they were like, you don't just stumble on this.
I think they just brought on the most expensive models, like all the Victoria's Secret models, all the biggest influencers.
Literally. Oh, also, like, how funny. Nothing kills me more than how there's like Kim Air and Kylie Air and all the sisters all mooch on those sisters' airs for their PJs is what they call it. And I'm like, wow. You mean not your pajamas? Like Kourtney Kardashian and Travis they're always in.
And I can
this just dawned on me. They're always in PJs on the PJ.
So
Like, they're always in pajamas, and I'm always like, wow, what a sophisticated way. Imagine if you showed up to the airport in your pajamas. Like, for a normal flight, people would be like, excuse me, wear your sweatsuit, but a pajama? Like, they have the button up. Uh-huh. No, everyone's like, chic.
They're living
so chic.
Vision board. So, you know what? That's really what it is.
Stunning. Yes. Okay, next on my list is, this isn't necessarily, I feel like I made my list in things that I'm like, ladies, you need to grab these if these are on sale, where yours is like literally your sale for Black Friday, which I think is funny because...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. Because mine, I have this toxic trait about myself. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's toxic. I'd say it's actually great. And people love this, probably. You're so rich, you can Michael and I literally never, ever, like, buy anything. In the sense of, like, we bought a house, and we have our furniture from years of living together, and we never really buy new things. So for me, Black Friday is not a big part of like my year. You know how some people, like, that's when they stock up, they love to shop, and I totally respect that. I am one of those girls that I just literally could wear the same couple fits, call it good. It's like, of course, if I want something like the new iPhone, I'll get it, right? But like, I don't do a lot of online shopping unless it's Nespresso pods. And yeah, I literally could go through like what I've purchased recently, and I bought flowers for my maids of honors, and Nespresso pods and things for the house. So I am like an old woman when it comes to that kind of stuff. I wish I was more trendy with my outfits and things. But with that being said, one of my things in general that I love, and if this is on Black Friday in anywhere, I know it will be in Gymshark because they literally sent me one, but they also have it in so many other stores. Or you could even go on Amazon and get a generic one. I know that this has been a thing for a while, especially with Lulu having the fanny packs. Okay, right? But like, everyone has a Lulu fanny pack, okay? And I love them. Yeah. But we all have them. And I say, and like, I also don't want to ruin my Lulu fanny pack. So half the time I try and also like get the Amazon fanny packs, or just a different style fanny pack in general, maybe a sling bag. I'm big on not carrying a lot of like weight with me with purses. I just want to pop it. But recently I've just been obsessed with fanny packs. Gymshark sent me one that literally I just like snap on and I go for a run or I go for a walk, and it's just like, it's so freaking comfortable. Let's bring back fanny packs and keep them for good. No. Oh, wait, your brown one? Yes. Oh, that one's so trendy right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you seen my brand new one?
Oh my gosh, the fact that Uggs. Oh my god, yeah, I wish I lived somewhere I could wear Uggs.
Yeah,
I just
fuzzy one.
My toes would be lit on fire if I wore these in like
I know,
the
and
sun
I got the
on
brown
an
because the
island.
white one.
But I love it. I love the look, especially on Instagram. How everyone's wearing those like midi Uggs. Like Ugg is probably like, thank God that this came back. Thank God this made it come back.
But my God, it is so. It's nice to just like. It's just a little bit more chic and wintry. Like, there's something about it.
I saw Erin had those.
So I have that. It's out of reach. If we'll link pretty much. We'll try and link everything down below. Or
you think they're hideous?
Things, and we'll maybe post in Instagram stories like swipe up. But we'll post a couple of those, and we'll try and post those fanny packs for you guys.
Yeah.
Fanny packs.
Yeah.
So convenient. Like Uggs and fanny packs. I'm so glad they're back. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting.
Oh yeah. Thank God.
For real. It's like when platform Converse came out. They were a little cringy, but then you were like, wait, low-key, they look great.
They're so cool. They're so hideous, but so awesome at the same time, and I love them.
Especially if you're a lady who doesn't like to wear heels.
It's one of those things. It's one of those.
I don't know a lot of ladies that like to wear heels, but I am like very tomboy when I like to go out because I don't like wearing heels, period. And you cannot catch me wearing them longer than like 30 minutes. So platform, like shoes in general, is kind of like a way of catfishing looking nice when you go out to dinner, right? Like platform sandals, but literally like platform Converse. Like I have these, oh my God, these phenomenal, they're called circus boots. And I think you can get them at Macy's, and they kind of look like Doc Martens, but they're almost a little knockoff. I've linked them before.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, I was obsessed with them. I had my dad bring them to me when he came to visit me for Thanksgiving. As soon as styled, right, but they're just like platform boots, essentially, and they just look so classy and tasteful. And there's something about a platform that just like dresses up the fit. Yes. What's your next one?
Exactly. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it does. It's just a little bit more girly, a bit more elevated, and I am here for it. Next one, this has been something I'm very passionate about. It. If you guys follow me on YouTube, you know, like my curated closet. Like it's something I'm like really intentional with every piece of clothing item you buy. And one of the best ways I've always done that is like make Pinterest boards and like pin a bunch, make these, and then like I start to realize I'm like, what piece is like always in there? And I'm like, it's constantly, you know, whether it be a white t-shirt, like every second item. And I was like, hey, if I know how many outfits, I'm going to buy a really quality piece of that, and that's worth my time because I have like 50 different outfits I want to do it with. Versus like you see something that one time in this one thing you see, like, oh, that's cool and that's trendy, but like you can only style in that one specific way. I was like, that's never worth your money in my opinion.
Interesting. I've never heard of this. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see this when you link it.
But like it takes me a lot to buy a piece of clothing. I was like,
sporty and rich. I mean, I literally just told you I don't shop.
But like a
sporty and
so
rich.
I'm thinking like Princess Diana.
I've heard of Essentials. Does that count?
If you've heard of the brand Sporty and Rich, I have one of their scoop neck sweaters, and I love the quality. They're just like a timeless. They're that like.
What collection is it in?
And so they have like, you'll probably see them. They always have like wellness or like drink water or something like that. I know I got one from their like Prince tennis collection, so I just want a gray Sporty and Rich sweater with like, I think maybe it'll say wellness, or I don't know. They always have limited edition ones, whatever it is, but just a classic scoop neck, because whenever I pin outfits, half the time they have a gray scoop neck, and somehow I don't have a gray scoop neck sweater. So I need that. Yeah. Oh my God, Sporty and Rich.
How much is a sweater? How much are you telling me?
It's... I know, but...
For a sweater?
You've definitely seen their pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's like in that vein. Essentials is very
absolutely
like,
wow.
Piece. Sporty and Rich.
Okay, I'll check them out. They look cute though.
Very like tennis.
They look very sophisticated.
Like, I don't like. They do limited drops, so which I also like, which is kind of that sustainability instead of like forever having this wear out. Like I like the idea of just buying what people like, making what people buy. I like that than forever having this massive.
That's cool.
Manufacturing backlog.
Okay, next up I have is
so they just do drops.
this is funny, the difference between you and I right now. So I'm thinking Amazon. I am an Amazon freak, but that's also, Amazon is like the only place that will really ship to me without a problem. So, but I've always just been, I mean, I'm from Seattle, right? Like Amazon Ho right here forever. And we used to have like, oh my gosh, it was like 6 hour shipping. Like if you live downtown, you can get like absurd shipping times. I remember Michael and I had like a party, and he ordered cups like 3 hours before the party, and it came. Like, it just, I love Amazon. Love that for him.
It's different if you want. Like,
this is something that I thought. I know I'm for sure snagging this during Black Friday because Michael and I are obsessed with it, and my dad had gotten us. This could be an old person thing, but we love it. It's an Alexa. I know they have like the nifty now, like FaceTime Alexa. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about get the OG Alexa, and this is a great gift for family members if they have an Amazon account. Even if they don't, you can connect it to like a Bluetooth, like you can do anything, and it's essentially a speaker. She'll talk to you. I'm sure everybody knows what a freaking Alexa is, okay? But there's these things called dots, and it's like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like the children of Alexa. So these little dots that you can take around your house and you can place that's connected to your Alexa, so music will play everywhere. So it's amazing when you want to have like music outside, you just bring a small little dot instead of bringing your Alexa. I thought of this because last night we're like hanging out in our backyard, and I just bring the entire Alexa plugged in, and it drives me nuts. And I have to like keep the door open.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna go off yours. Keep the door open, things like that. So the dots are just like simple. You can take them everywhere, but they're like all weirdly will add up because you need like 4 in a house or whatever it may be, right? Or backyard, you want 2. So snag them at Black Friday because I can almost guarantee they'll be on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. That's a good one. I love it. Okay, I'm making sure I've got that. Oh, yes. This is another one because like I said, these things have been in my shopping cart for 6 months. And I just wait, and then I'm like, I never buy anything. And then I'm like, Black Friday comes. If you're going to buy it, you might as well buy it now. And this one, I don't think I'm actually going to pull the trigger, but in my mind, I'm the person who does this. It's the red light therapy panels. So that I know Dr. Dennis Gross has one, and there's another
I love
one
that. Yes, I've heard great things about red light. One of our good friends has one just in his bathroom, and he does it every day. He raves about it. So that's a testimonial that you need. There you go. I'll give him your phone number. He can tell you how much he loves it.
I keep seeing on TikTok these people who just like, I just imagine like doing my makeup, doing my skincare as I have this red light going. Like it's double duty. It's like double duty. And that is like, in my mind, I'm that person. I don't have the time. I won't actually do it. But in my mind, one day, I'm the person who takes 3 minutes of my day to use my red light therapy on my face. And I was like, maybe if it's cheap enough and it's a crazy deal.
That is like honestly my favorite thing. Nothing is better than like window shopping online. Right? Like, do you ever find like a clothing store you love, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna stock up on clothes, and then you never do. You just put them in your cart and then you forget about them. It's therapeutic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I know. Everyone screams about it.
You're gonna do it when you're drunk one night.
I've never heard anyone be like, oh, I tried it, it didn't work. Everyone's like, you need to try it. I'm like, oh, God. There's always something. And then I have, paralysis by analysis or something. Like, I forever think of these things, and I have lists, and I'm like, I'll buy this, and I do nothing. So in my mind, I'm the person who uses red therapy, and it probably will be. But I would love to be. I love to be that person. I'm not, but I love to be.
Oh, totally. Because majority of us will splurge, and it'll be like one thing, you know, like especially like Christmas. That's like Michael and I's thing is we'll go to one nice store for Christmas, and like
Oh, for sure.
Splurge on something.
Times I've gone on, like,
but yeah,
Chanel,
with those ones you'll see, like,
products
those
with, like,
ones that have, like, personal shoppers, and they just grab a whole
crazy
fit, and I'm like,
I don't actually
okay,
just go.
I'll take the wallet.
Just to imagine, like, how much would this cost? I know that's my only fear. I was always like, imagine if I just did like a whole Prada outfit, like a whole wardrobe. What would that be like? So I pick it out, I plan it, and then it comes to like $30,000. I'm like, okay,
totally.
There's like several months worth of income, and like that's like
one
a
day
year's worth of rent.
You know how?
Like,
you know how we'll get there?
No.
Our Airbnb.
But in my mind, it's
yes,
hard to
Shania
imagine
Twain.
Kim K, who can literally go do that, being like, sure.
We'll say, Shania, can you sign our Louis Vuitton bags? We capitalized on it. She sues us for using her face on it.
Yeah. Like one luxury piece every few years. I like that.
That would be.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Yeah.
Has Shania Twain been in court? Did you say she was in court again?
Must be nice. I know. The only time I've ever, like, I've bought a few luxury items as, like, life milestones.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we would lose.
And I'm like, you know what? I want to remember this as I treat yourself. And like, but imagine just for like, it's a Sunday. Let's go.
You're done.
I love to pretend, but can't relate.
Well, should we wrap up? Yes. Yeah. Do we have one more?
Shania Twain. She's the good of the solution. Honestly, Shania, and then we can.
Exactly. I really just have kind of similar to you.
Perfect. I love it.
I have a couple Ghost products that I just love because I know they have Black Friday sale
coming. Imagine all that, and just to end up in court against that. That's hell.
Okay. I'll take it off.
In court against Shania Twain.
I am obsessed.
I'd be canceled, but
at first I was like, this sounds like too sweet for me. I'm obsessed with the Sour Patch Watermelon BCAs from Ghost.
No, I just said
it is something I rave about.
No.
It's like, I'm so picky when it comes to BCAs, and I won't be consistent with them if I don't love how they taste. So, if you guys are looking to try new BCAs, try that flavor.
And I'd be shipped out of
Also, their hydration is amazing. It's a powder. I love kiwi strawberry, and it's essentially electrolytes.
And I think we have one more.
So think of like, liquid IV, but Ghost form. And it's so freaking tasty. And then the last one is get their energy drinks online if you can. It'll save you money with their Black Friday. You can buy it online. You can order like cases, instead of like going to an actual store and like purchasing them one by one.
What are the Ghost products?
You're welcome. All right, what's yours?
I've tried it. Good. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I did not know that. I literally might do that. That sounds great.
Chef's kiss.
Good hack. Good hack. Mine is, I will put these two because I got highly requested on Instagram stories. If you guys saw my Instagram stories, would have been this weekend. The brown flared pants, aka used to be called yoga pants. Now we just call flared leggings. But they're the Ready to Rulu flared leggings from Lululemon. I got them in the brown. They come in a couple colors. I've tried every brand of flared leggings. I tried. I have a pair of Aloes, not that great, gonna be honest, but the Lulu ones are so buttery, so soft, and like flattering, which I find usually when something's like a naked feel, not compression, it's not always as flattering because things can kind of go. So flattering, so comfy.
Literally the male,
leggings on the market.
The people
like,
when I went to mail laughed. They were like, "Why does she want
of course
this?"
It's Lulu
and I was like,
"But if you're like,
it's because it's like, you know how water bottles get like dinged up.
They're so comfy.
Keltie's is dinged up. It's like a proper not brand new water bottle. So I was like, Keltie, just buy a new one. And she was like, no, it goes with my colors. Like no. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll ship it, but it's probably gonna cost as much as this water bottle cost you. And you got it, and I'm happy for you, and I support it. But it made me laugh because it's like dinged up. They're like,
favorite.
Why are you shipping this? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's
a water bottle she likes. It's her emotional support water bottle. And they're like, okay.
It's just a sheath. There's a lot of aluminum. There's like the high.
I can vouch. This is true.
They're okay, but the thing about like the Lulu one is so chic. It is my security blanket. Sav knows. She had to chase down an Uber because I left it and mail it to me because it's my security water bottle and I love it so much. But that's why I gotta recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is where our personalities are extremely different. Like type A, type B, where I'm like, meh, whatever. I've literally never thought about matching anything.
Definitely did.
And I buy my iPhone cases like whenever they get dirty. And so I love it because it's like you truly like are so creative, and like I look up to even just like how much you put into your YouTube channel, even like down to the thumbnails for our podcast. You're like very specific. So I like that. I'm like, I need to be better about it.
iPad case, Apple AirPod Maxes. So like my whole thing, and this blue water bottle, and they no longer had that color. I was like, everything I own matches. It took me 3 years to get everything to match because you can't just like rebuy an iPhone because it's the wrong color.
Like, that's literally. I'm like, I don't care. It looks good.
And then just to lose the water bottle that no longer has in that color, I was like, no, I'm getting it back. I've worked too hard for this. I need it back. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hence our cover art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, the cover art. That was our. It was like, okay, we've had this plan since you came to New York, but we perfected it. We're good to go. It's cute. It's trendy. Let us know if you guys want some merch with it one day, because I do, because I think it's cute.
But it's a catch-22 because I can forever make something better. And like a YouTube video, you're like, I spent 20 hours.
Well, should we wrap this up though? I feel like we've gone over our time. They've heard all of our must-haves.
For some, like, no, the one font isn't right. And like, we need yin and yang, because sometimes I'm like,
I'll take the reins. So, as promised,
and I need that, otherwise I'll forever get lost in the details.
Thank you to anyone.
Sometimes you get so lost in details, you're losing track of time. It's not even good anymore, and nothing gets done. You don't even publish it, and it's gone. So
thank you to anybody that writes a review. We always appreciate it. Always appreciate the feedback.
Left and right wing.
I wanted to read this one. It was short, sweet, and simple, and it just said silly and fun. 5 stars. Was it 5? Yes, 5 stars. This podcast feels like a conversation between my sisters and I. We talk about everything and anything, and that's how this podcast is. Great, helpful tidbits, and overall laughing through the stories. I loved this review because we tell a lot of stories. I've heard some people not love the stories, and that's totally fair. But for our girlies that do, because I'm somebody that likes to hear banter, so I loved this review, and I thought it was very sweet. So thank you, Julia, for writing in.
Yeah. Would you like to take the reins there? Keep going.
We'll keep it anonymous, don't you worry. Just do it now. Yeah. I'm good.
Amazing. Thank you. And if you want to be featured on our confession session, hit us up on Hitting the Bars on our Instagram. Slide into the DMs. Leave us anything you just want to get off your chest, whether it be your time at the bar.
I have so many questions for her.
And we'd love to talk about it on the podcast. Yeah. Should we save it to next week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just make sure.
Totally. Yeah, 100%. That is so crazy. I've literally never heard of something like that.
Maya. Anyways, I have not so much a confession, but a crazy gym story. Crazy gym story. Long story short, I had just eaten a salad kit from Target and went to do a quick HIIT workout in my apartment gym. After I got off the treadmill, my feet were super itchy.
Exactly.
Swell, and eventually my entire face blew up. I ended up
well
taking an
done.
ambulance ride because of it. It turns out I had suffered from an episode of exercise-induced anaphylaxis, which I have never heard of before. So now I have to
also,
wear
it's like a great
medical alert bracelet.
Yeah,
and
great starter story
everywhere.
as well.
But I'll do
like
it in any means.
Icebreaker, maybe.
I like one end in the gym.
Why do you have that medical bracelet on? Well, let me tell you.
I know. I just like imagine that. Just like, what would you do in that moment?
All right. Well, anything else before we let you go?
You're like, okay, my heart's kind of racing. My head's a little. You know what I mean? You're kind of feeling it, and then at what point do you go from like, oh, this isn't right?
True.
No, I've had like asthma attacks in the past, so I was like that, but that's a little different because you know if you have asthma or not. But just out of nowhere, boom, and forever have to wear that medical bracelet. Respect it, respect you. That's how hard you worked. You're so hard. You put yourself into like anaphylactic shock. Well done. Like that is the level of work. Like well done. You could say that. You're like that. That's how hard I work. I push myself to that limit. Let's see your excuse, people. That's what I'd say. Yeah. 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 I'm just that into HIIT workouts. Just kidding. I love it. I just want to say good luck Black Friday shopping. Save yourself some money. Don't buy outside of your means, because don't buy something just because it's on sale. You know what I mean? We're all guilty of that. You're like, it's such a good idea, such a good deal, I gotta get it. No. If it's something you need, try and get it when it's on sale. Don't get something because it was on sale. Better for your wallet, better for the environment, and consumerism is a blessing and a curse. So don't let it get the worst of you. Bye. Oh, sorry about that. I